Why most romantic relationships fail. The first thing, like the genesis, the phrase, why most romantic relationships fail, stands for the reasons which lead to the fall and end of romantic relationships. According to AI Overview, a romantic relationship is a special bond between two people characterized by mutual attraction, emotional intimacy, and often, physical affection or sexual connection. The following are the reasons why most romantic relationships fail. 1. Irresponsibility. Most romantic relationships fail if one or both parties found in that kind of relationship is or are not willing or are not able to work towards managing the obligations or duties or liabilities or responsibilities which makes them to be accountable for formation, existence and continuation of that kind of relationship, which can normally involve more expenses, needs or requirements. 2. Distrust or lack of confidence in the other party. Relationships fail if one of the parties do not trust the other party. For example, this distrust or lack of confidence can involve one of the parties or all of the parties involved not trusting whether they can tolerate the character or personalities of each other after viewing how their partners treat others negatively and then think that they will be treated the same way. It can also involve people not trusting whether the partners they have will be faithful or loyal without cheating on them, people not trusting whether they will not be betrayed by their partners, and much more trust-related issues. 3. Cheating. Most romantic relationships fail when one of the parties cheat on each other. Cheating means being unfaithful to one's spouse or partner. It is also called stepping out on. To step out on someone means to cheat on someone who is your lover or to be unfaithful to your lover. Many individuals normally cheat on their romantic partners due to many reasons, such as them not being satisfied with the partners they have, their partners in many occasions not being there for them in the way that they need them, their partners not satisfying them with the love they need but acting cold, distant and starving them to make them not get the love they need, thereby making the starved individuals to go and look for love in outer areas. 4. Parental interference. There can possibly exist parental control about who their children should be romantic partners to. This means that the parents or guardians of some individuals can control who their children should marry or who their children should be married to. These parents can even create an arranged marriage for their children majorly due to wanting their children to marry or get married to people who have same status as their children, people who are as educated as their children, people who have a lot of riches or wealth in order for them to also benefit from the riches, or to people who meet conditions or qualifications which they themselves have set to be reached by people who want to marry or get married to their children. This means that their children will not have power or choice of choosing whoever they want to be their partner, but will marry or be married to people who their parents will want. This situation normally creates disagreements to exist between these individuals and their parents over who to be taken as a romantic partner, and if these individuals obey their parents in these contexts, then the romantic love partnership they had with their partners come to an end, and therefore they part ways with their partners due to parental interference. This scenario means that parents can exist as an obstacle which prevents one from marrying a person who one loves, and at this point one will have to choose between obeying parents or disagreeing with them to choose whoever one wants to take as a romantic partner. 5. Third-party interference. Romantic relationships can also fail when people who are not directly part of a romantic relationship between some ladies and gentlemen involved in a romantic relationship decide to perform actions which lead to the downfall of the romantic relationship. This can normally be brought by either jealousy if the third-party individual's desires being the romantic partner of one of the person of the opposite sex who is existing in a particular romantic relationship, or the third-party person can try to cause a particular relationship fail if that person want to hurt one of the people who is existing in a particular romantic relationship due to either being wronged by that person in the past or wanting to perform revenge. 6. Existence of disagreements and incompatibility between parties involved in a romantic relationship. People involved in a romantic relationship can disagree with each other due to different matters which make them not to reach an amicable agreement in them. In addition, both parties can fail to agree on one particular thing or decision due to those people having different likes and dislikes, as well as different choices, alternatives, options, tastes, preferences, different beliefs, cultures, traditions and ideologies or outlooks of life, which makes these individuals not to be compatible with each other unless one of the parties agree to compromise. But if compromising and tolerance cannot exist in some matters, then their romantic relationship will come to an end. Incompatibility is the state of being incompatible, inconsistent or irreconcilable. It means being opposed, uncompromising, discrepant, contradictory, being incongruous or not being able to coexist or function together due to differences or dissimilarities. 7. Domestic violence. Domestic violence is violence between members of a household such as spouses. It is abbreviated as DV, which is the short form of domestic violence. It is also known as family violence or intimate partner violence. Some romantic relationships normally fail to continue after emergence of domestic violence, which come with domestic disputes, and they normally involve two romantic partners having a verbal altercation, which is also called the war of words, or these partners can have a physical altercation which involves fighting existing between two lovers, which either lead to death if one of the parties involved kills the other party, or the other party accidentally experiences an accident leading to that party losing personal life, even if the other party never intended for that accident to emerge, or one of the parties involved killing the other party to defend oneself against harm. Less serious consequences of domestic violences or disputes normally involve minor physical injuries sustained by one of the parties after a physical altercation, or emotional hurt experienced by one of the parties after being affected by the war of words or verbal altercations. 8. Poverty. Most romantic relationships normally fail due to existence of the poverty problem. Poverty is the state of being poor, lack of money. It is also called a deficiency of something needed or desired. Poverty can also involve not having money, wealth or basic needs such as food, water, clothes and drinks, as well as not having a job which can act as a means of earning a living in order to make survival easy. This condition makes men to be broke or poor and unable to marry the ladies who they have been loving from previous times, because marriage will need money, and the parents or guardians, including the relatives of the ladies who these men love, will expect those men who want to marry these ladies to be in a better financial condition, including having a well-paying job and wealth which will be needed to take care of the ladies and also themselves. Moreover, without enough money, it is difficult for men to afford dowry and bride price, as well as not being able to afford managing paying for the entire wedding cost because of still being deficient of more money. Being poor also makes many men not to have the confidence of chasing ladies for love in order to begin a romantic relationship, due to most men feeling like those who haven't earned the qualifications of looking for a lover. Furthermore, most ladies normally avoid being in a romantic relationship with poor men due to not wanting to feel ashamed when their parents, Siblings or relatives will discover the negative realities about the negative financial conditions of their boyfriends and decide not to be in a relationship with these men in order to let these poor men use more times in going to make a lot of money, wealth or riches in order to be ready for a romantic and marital relationship which require more money in order to progress easily.